Lizzo's back. So Lizzo, after making her return, hasn't made any music or anything, but she was, but Lizzo was featured on an American classic, South Park. South Park released a special on the Paramount Plus network known as The End of Obesity, which is centered around the weight loss drugs, and especially Ozempic. So, in a blind reaction video posted on her Instagram, the About Damn Time singer shared her thoughts on the long running animated series' new episode, which premiered on Friday. By the way, this is from The Hollywood Reporter. She said, quote, guys, my worst fear has been actualized, she said at the beginning. Quote, I've been referenced in a South Park episode. I'm so scared. Now, again, I don't have the video to actually show it, but if you actually see her reaction, she looks very sarcastic about it.
She's not scared.
And she was almost laughing at it. But I don't know what her intentions were exactly. And South Park has clearly shown for 25 plus years and not going away anytime soon, Matt Stone and Trey Parker truly aren't afraid of anybody. Like pre-internet, or well, I should say the very beginning of the internet, they tried to knock her. There's no way you can knock them down. Literally nothing. They literally at one point made fun of Muhammad. And that was the closest probably national security threat they had, and they still did it anyways.
I know that was crazy.
And it's still 20 years later, and they're just still at it. And I was huge into South Park in middle school and high school, and I'm starting to get back into it now because I really like, because I appreciate their work so much more as an adult than a kid. As a kid, I was watching it just to get the dirty stuff, like, oh my God, I saw that. But now I like the satire with it. But anyways, Lizzo's reaction was funny, and yet some people who didn't clearly watch the video, because she seemed to actually somewhat support this, and still it was funny. And then we had the commenters being upset at Matt Stone and Trey Parker as if they care. But what do you see out of this video of Lizzo, quite frankly, being a good sport, I would think?
Yeah, she obviously didn't care about this. I was also kind of surprised at the people who were upset with South Park here. I mean, yes, I understand the joke is a little bit mean-spirited in some ways because Lizzo's like heavier, right? But Lizzo didn't care. And the whole point of it, I mean, I watched the Lizzo commercial, like for the Lizzo medication, and and as well as Lizzo's response to that commercial, and it's like basically it's like whatever, like 70% of respondents just don't give an F anymore. And she even said like her response was like, I'm really like I've shown people how to love themselves and just not give an F about anything, and I'm gonna keep showing them how to continue to do that. So like Lizzo clearly took it in the way it was intended. Like the Lizzo drug in the show was meant to counteract the idea that you needed to take Ozempic for weight loss. And I do think it's important, like the Ozempic bit, not prescribed for weight loss typically. It's prescribed for diabetes. There are people who are paying lots and lots of money to take Ozempic off label to lose weight because one of the active ingredients will help you do that. There are also weight loss drugs using that active ingredient, but the Ozempic thing is mostly a Hollywood deal, right? Like people who can afford it just paying like $1,500 a shot to look better. And so this is supposed to be the counter to that, is to just not give a crap what you look like and just enjoy yourself. And so Lizzo took the positive side of that and saying like, yeah, I'm all about that. So I'm glad they use that. But it's like, it's weird. The fans defending her are kind of low key calling her fat. That's true. They're like, well, how come you're making fun of Lizzo on the Ozempic episode? Like, I don't know, because just like their reference is that she doesn't care about her body image.
Yeah.
You're the one who's making the obesity connection to Lizzo.
Hence
not
their
Lizzo.
satire calling out this hilarious hypocrisy.
It's crazy, but I do think that she was a good sport about it. In terms of taking people down or not, like Lizzo has absolutely no credibility right now. Like we could say that. That's fair. This is actually probably the best press she's gotten in a while. With all the stuff going on.
I think I would have said the same thing.
Yeah. So even if she didn't like the joke, I think she's probably like, I kind of have to be a good sport because if I throw a hissy fit about a joke, everyone's gonna talk about all the nasty nonsense that I've got going on.
Yeah. And
So
especially for the South Park creators, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, who just, like I said, I think it's fair to say one of our greatest creatives
oh yeah, they never
beyond South
apologize.
Park. Yeah, they'll never apologize.
No.
These are also this with from the Book of Mormon and Team
Mhm.
America World Police and the other great stuff they're doing. Like these guys will not back down from anybody. There's
Right.
hundreds of examples of when they really should. They were doing this before cancel culture was even a thing,
Mhm.
and well, that's why they're rolling. And I like this new idea of doing more specials and
I
shorter
do too.
seasons instead of burning yourself out doing a 10 episode run. I think this is the way they
And
should
South
go.
Park, yeah, and South Park is it's different now in that I don't know that I think it almost exists as like a legacy meet like legacy show, like almost like The Simpsons, frankly.
Yeah.
I think that their cultural impact is just kind of baked in, and therefore you're not going to get a lot of new people by doing these like you're not going to get a lot of new people tune in every season. So why would you break yourself trying to keep up with your old schedule? Back when South Park was like a contender for like when they were trying to get eyeballs, South Park at one point, like every show, was trying to get viewers. Every show at some point when it starts out is struggling and fighting and clawing to get viewers. South Park is not. Like South Park has viewers now.
And they
That's
don't
it.
need it.
Right. They don't need new viewers either. You're right. But streaming, especially, they'll never need new viewers ever again because the streaming aspect will keep them a relevant property that, they can market off of forever. And
Yeah.
so you got your fans, you've got your IP, you've got your marketability. You can just take it easy and do stuff like this. And I think it's again, I thought it was good, good idea. And you're right. This needs to be the way forward. I think it's going to be the way forward. They're
Yeah.
not dumb.
Do
So
short film. Well, yeah, short films, but based on a trending topic, like
right.
was epic when they did the end when they did pandemic episodes.
Yep.
Like that's what makes the most sense instead of just trying to the ideas. Obviously, they'll definitely do an election like short film, and
And that'll
that's
be
the way to go.
interesting because like one of the toughest seasons to watch, a lot of people talk about like one of the I want to say worst, but one of the ones that didn't age the best and had the most kind of backlash was their 2016 election
Oh
season.
yeah,
And a lot of people didn't like that one, and was a little bit because there was I think some burnout. It was
right.
happening at the same exact time. It was every night because it was every episode in the season. Um, Also, things had to be rewritten clearly because they didn't know what was going to happen, and they got it wrong when they guessed. So, like, you know what I mean? There's just this is a little bit easier. Give yourself a chance to see a trend and do one thing on it and then put it away. I think it's good.